welcome to the second, I believe, the second viewing of the TBA release party that we just got going off the road. I'm Jen. I'm JL Folk. You might know me from the Book Asylum podcast on Saturdays. We started doing this new thing, still with the Book Asylum, but where we are interviewing authors who have a brand new release coming out. And today I get the pleasure of talking to Mike Sears, and this is his debut. I am so excited for him. His debut book. And what is your book called, Mike?
My book is The Remnant, a child's story. It is the first in a trilogy, or maybe more, but I hope you like it.
Okay. And where did this idea for your book come up?
Well, basically, my book, any of the stories that I've wrote, I always call them stories. The stories got started. I do some youth programs. One of the youth programs I do right now is the County Library Adventure Book Club. And I started telling campfire stories. But these stories come from dreams I've had. So what I wrote down is pretty much a very vivid dream that I've had. I sat thought and write it down. Well, this book here started as just a story, and I made friends with Jay Newman on Facebook, and we started talking. He said, "Well, send me some of your work." So I sent him the first couple of chapters, and he come back and said, "You need to publish this." So that's how that started. But
That's awesome because that's how I got started. It was more of a you need to publish this, and if you don't, we're gonna beat you up. But it was
yeah,
something
that's
similar.
yeah, very similar.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, okay. So we're both of us are later in life authors, just starting. So,
Yeah.
how long have you been wanting to write a book? Has this always been a dream of yours, or was this kind of something that was like, oh yeah, add it to my bucket list, let's just do it?
I guess probably second grade. Second
Okay.
grade is when I first learned that I really love to read. I was going to have my first book with me on today that I remember reading, but I couldn't find it last night. First book I read was called Singing Wheels, and I read it in second grade. It's a fairly thick book. It was basically a school book, but it was
Hmm.
about a little boy that was going across the countryside uh, on a wagon train. Then I guess the second book I read in second grade was uh, Gene Craighead George, My Side of the Mountain, and I got hooked. I mean,
Hmm.
I pretty much lived in the woods since then. But by third grade, I was reading Tolkien and stuff like that, and always wanted to write something down, but I always had
Okay.
this in my mind: you can't do this.
Hmm.
Well, it took retirement plus a couple of years, and AJ Newman and the people from Angry Eagle Publishing
It's a
to
mouthful.
yeah, it's a mouthful to kind of push me in the right direction. Shove. I don't know about push, maybe shove or threaten bodily harm and stuff like that.
Elbow. Yeah.
But it
I
was
get it 100%.
basically a
Yeah,
bucket list.
I really do love Angry Eagle Publishing. I went through them. I plan on staying with them. Nobody else is going to publish my books.
Yeah,
Um, DJ is just an amazing author herself, which
yes, she is.
she was our very first book release party author interview as of they went live yesterday. I was supposed to be on, but I had a very bad migraine yesterday for some reason, which sorry everybody. I would wish I was there. Heard it was a great time. Um but how so did AJ like kind of send you her way, or how did you hear about
Yeah,
Angry
AJ's one that
Eagle?
recommended. He first recommended I self-publish
Mhm.
and sent me her way to use her as a for proofreading and editing and stuff.
Mhm.
And I got to talking to her, and I said, I don't have time to do all that, and I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
So I just handed it to her. So here, go with it, and she has. Oh Lord,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
she is
it's
super.
she is. She is. So and then tell me, because I did your promotional video, and I'm what tell me about the book first,
Okay.
and then why did you choose the nickname that you did? So
Okay.
tell me about the book first.
The book first. The book is basically, like I said, imagine you're a 10-year-old boy, you're living in total bliss. Your parents are survivalists and preppers. They took you off the grid. You're living on the edge of the Everglades swamp in Florida. Uh, Other than your homeschooling for a couple hours a day, all you do is you ride your horse, you hunt, you fish, and run the woods. I mean, that's the of a 10-year-old boy.
It really does sound perfect. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
but the perfect stops one night. Mama drags you out of bed and takes you down to the survival zone and says, Possum, stay here. The bad people are out there. Your dad and I are going to try to lead them away from the farm. Stay here until we come back and get you. So basically, Possum stays there for a few days. They don't come back. So he ventures out into the world. All the farm animals are gone. Even his horse that he has like a supernatural bond with is gone.
No, not the horse.
Uh, and he starts looking around and thinks, realizes, oh my God, we've been invaded. This nation has been taken over. So one day he hears a racket, but I'm not going to go into much detail, and he finds he's a armored personnel carrier with a Chinese flag. He learned that from his, and he realizes, that we've been invaded by the Chinese. So they kind of get started into his payback role. One setting up next to a bluff, and he basically drops a bag full of water snakes into the turret of the tank, and that gets him going. He realizes, hey, I can fight back. But as far as my the name Possum, that is basically my call sign. When I was in the Army, I went in end of March 1985. I was reporting to Fort McClellan, Alabama, to military police school. My first day, I was a greener than goose poop. Here's 19-year-old private standing there, and Drill Sergeant Mitch Simmons. I hope he's on here today because he and I talked quite a bit. Stuck that brown the brim of his brown drill sergeant hat on the brim of my patrol cap. He said, what the bleep are you smiling at, boy? You're smiling.
You're allowed to
Well,
curse if you do.
well,
You're
I don't
allowed to curse.
curse, but yeah, I
Okay.
don't
Well,
curse.
then I
One thing
understand
you're
the
gonna
bleep
find
bleep.
in my books, there will be no cursing at all, other than maybe the word crap, and no sex scenes in books. But I'm a born again Christian. I try to keep it that way.
Understood.
But anyway, Drill Sergeant Simmons. So anytime when you get a call sign in the military, it's basically something derogatory because you screwed up, and then later on you embrace it. So I've become Possum. I've been Possum since 1985. So I mean, that's kind of I've come up with a name because I put a lot of myself into the character of this book. Deb
Okay.
even on the cover photos, I sent her a picture of me at 10 years old, and it's pretty close. So
She's really
that's how it
good.
got started. Yes, she is. I
Yeah.
can say it
Yeah,
again.
she is. So how long did it take you to write this?
This book, the first one, took me about 6 months
The
because
first one.
of the first one,
This
Remnant.
is the first one, right?
It was released
Okay.
yesterday because I had two released yesterday. Uh,
I did not know there was two.
yeah, Deb put another one on later last night. And I just had a, but it's it's on pre-order too. But anyway, Remnant, I started it, and it took me a long time to get into it. Finally, I was having a lot of trouble with it. Finally, AJ Newman told me, which he's an awesome author too. I recommend his
Hmm.
book War Dogs to anybody. But he told me, well, write the ending and then do the rest, and then it just kind of fell into place.
Yeah, some people can do it that way.
And I started right in getting into the process of getting going. I went ahead and wrote the other two. It's long for them. It took me maybe a month apiece for them. But it's just and they come along a lot better than the first one. Because first one, I made a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
A.J. Newman told me, you need to learn how to do punctuation and spell, boy. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
been 40 years since I wrote police reports for the last 40 years. And it's hard to switch from that to fiction.
Oh yeah, because I mean, just like in police reports, you're writing a story, or
Mm-hmm.
even being a correction officer like I
Yes.
was, you're writing a story, but it's a different kind of story. You
Yes.
don't have to put in all the feels.
Yeah.
In authoring, you have to put in all the feels.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely different, and it is rough to do that changeover.
Yes.
So, so you were able to write all three, you said,
Mm-hmm.
of your books. And so the first two have been released on Amazon.
Yes. Uh,
When's the third one coming out?
I think a couple weeks is what Deb said.
Okay.
I think it's. I think so. Of course, she's handling all this. Uh, but I
Oh,
think
Angry Eagle. D at Angry Eagle.
Angry Eagle's handling all the release and everything. I
Okay.
think it'll be a couple of weeks before she puts it out. She went ahead and put the first two out because she's also releasing some of her stuff,
Yes.
and she's up to here with work. So she
Yeah.
asked me to be okay. I said sure. So
Yay. How awesome. That is so exciting. So you are like super, super stoked about it. So
oh
what have you, how was the last week for you? I mean, I want to know the gritty. Give it
it,
all to me.
it didn't. I mean, fully sink into my brain until Saturday when Deb sent me my first cover picture. And I said, "Oh my God!" And then I got on my knees thinking, of course, I give God all the glory in what I do. I mean, He's my Savior. Basically, He's saved me for a lot of things, which I'll tell you that story in a minute if you like to hear it. But, it's just, I mean, it's sunk in, and it's just been, I've calmed down quite a bit. But I was fit to be tied Saturday and Sunday. I mean, it was just like, oh, Lord, what am I doing? I mean, I don't deserve the graces that I'm getting. So, but I kind of must, like I said, I'll tell you a bit more of the story of how I got in, and with the kids groups especially. May 1st, 2014, I went to work as a probation parole officer, which I use corrections too. Hey, I'm going back to corrections tomorrow, but I went in, no, day is normal. It was the National Day of Prayer. So a friend of mine come by, grabbed me from the office. We went up to the town square, very, very small. Our county's got about 12,000 people.
Hmm.
And I prayed, God, use me. And hope He did. Next thing I remember was 7 days later, I woke up and I was told I had terminal non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. God's got a
Oh
sense of
my.
humor. It wasn't terminal. But that's when I started really, really getting into the youth program. I said, God's got a reason for me to still be here. I went through 6 months of intensive chemotherapy, radiation, and I have been basically clean for almost 9 years now. Cancer.
Wow.
Every day I have is a gift from God, and I'm using it. Basically, what I'm writing these books for, I want little boys to get interested in reading.
Hmm.
Uh, some pictures. I've got pictures last year when I had 25 little boys for my adventure club
Hmm.
camping on a farm. I've got a pretty good sized farm next to a pond. You can imagine 12 o'clock midnight, they're out in the woods playing hide and go seek. I mean, it's just, it's just so blessed. But that's kind of my story where I got started and what I'm doing.
Well, we're glad you're still here. That's for sure.
Oh
And
yeah.
it looks like this might be from D. Book one is available now. Book two is on pre-order till February 19th. And book
Mm-hmm.
three is processing for pre-order
Mm-hmm.
release February 26th. So you will have all three of them out this month.
Yes.
Wow.
I have another one in Deb's hands right now that is a historical fiction towards
Hmm.
yes, all my stuff's going to be geared toward 10 and 15-year-olds.
Hmm.
But it's sort of a true story. My great grandfather times six settled the land where I live right now. Family since then. At the grand old age of 13, he joined up with the Swamp Fox Francis Marion Battalion and fought the British. This was in the year 1780. I obtained a lot of his record stuff he had written down about this, and I turned it into a book.
Mhm.
So hopefully that'll be out in a few more months. Working on one right now, a fourth of the way done, called Bushman. It's based on, I have a good friend of mine that worked for a private contractor in security, many,
Mhm.
many different countries in the world. He's got a little boy and a little girl that he married a girl from Kenya and moved back. And this little boy and girl, well, basically, the basics from my book, and they're basically going to have to save him from bad guys. And in
Okay.
turn, there's some other things going to happen that basically they'll have to get home in a post-apocalyptic world, and that's working
Okay.
on that. Then I started one this morning too about a dream I
So
had
these
last
are
night.
all young adult.
All is going to be everything I do towards. It's basically young adults are going to be the main characters. Of course, if adults want to read it, I'm fine because
Right. Right.
I've
Of
learned.
course.
But that's where I'm going.
Okay. All right. And then so let's talk about the books that you have just written right now for
Hmm.
Remnant. Um so you've got all three of those done. They're all coming out this month.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's crazy. I can't even imagine. But
Hmm.
that's some how thick are the books, or how many do you know about how many pages? Are they
I
like
looked.
40,000, 50,000 words each, or
I looked this morning. I downloaded uh, my book on the Kindle Unlimited, where I just
Mhm.
just for the fact, look at my book. I mean, hey, I'm looking at my own book here. I think it's about 180 pages. About
Okay.
180 pages and on a Kindle Unlimited format.
Okay.
Uh, I'm thinking my first book is around 80,000 words. I'd have to look at it and see. But mostly what I'm writing is around 70 to 80,000 words.
All right. I'm going to share my screen real quick just to show everybody.
Okay.
Share
Like I said, right now I'm
screen.
at the point I haven't got my Amazon author page all the way set up. I mean, it's still pending. So I can work.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. So right here we see there's your that's your first one, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me put this over here so I can see it. Okay. So sorry about that.
I can
That
see.
is this
I
is your
can.
first one.
Uh-huh.
And let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's about 174 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, well, I'll click that since I'm gonna follow you.
Like I said, yes, you can.
Um,
You could probably see it better than I can. I mean,
what's
like I
that?
said, I haven't. You could probably see this page better than I can because I haven't got mine all the way set yet. And plus, the print. I'm using my phone. The print's pretty small.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right. Well, it looks like it's available, and it says book 102 invade your series is called Invasion America.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot to say.
So
I'm
this
sorry.
is not a zombie book either.
No, I don't do zombie
I only
books.
I only say that because I write zombie. Sorry.
Well, that's my old zombie books are fine. I like the fact to the part of you know the survival part of it, but but I don't. I mean, they're fine.
Hmm. So this is actually like a real life thing that could happen. So
Yes, which basically, when I say the zombie apocalypse, I mean, zombies can also be the enemy that people trying to survive, you know, trying to live off the streets. That to me, that's zombie too.
okay. So you don't think that the zombies are just basically
Happen.
like cannibalistic gross people.
It could happen. I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on. That there's zombie parasites that take over bugs. I don't know if you've read about that or not. But, it could happen.
Yeah, no, it's it's on the forest floor, and it's like a fungus
Hmm.
that takes over the animals. So yeah,
Hmm.
I've seen it take over ants and wasps and stuff. Good times. So what's your next move? You said you're going to keep writing in young adult, or
That's where I've had the calling to go to. I want people to learn to start reading. The people I've dealt with in law enforcement and probation parole, and I was a correctional officer too. Actually, I'm starting back again as correctional officer at Green River Correctional tomorrow. But the people I have seen mostly don't have high school educations, can't read and write, and you know, I'm I'm the kids that I am reaching to, which of them 25 I took on that camping trip, probably 4 out of 5 have their daddies are in prison. Because this is what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to get them interested in something, and maybe it'll work. I hope it does.
so excuse me. Your soft spot was pretty much the youth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I get that because I can't tell you how many times I've
Yeah.
seen 18-year-olds coming in, and even some juveniles, excuse
Yeah.
me, even some juveniles who were being tried as adults in the prison systems and stuff like that. It's scary and it's sad and
I had
it's
I had a 12-year-old boy call me one morning. Said, "Mr. Mike, come get me. It's the son of one of my offenders, parolees. Come get me. Bring DCBS. Come get me and my sister. We can't live this hell anymore."
oh
We
my
went and
God.
got mom and dad in the back room with needles in their arms, overdosed. Have you ever administered Narcan? I took him, and I lost track of him. 6 years later, this boy walked in my office, parolee or probationer, because he put himself back into the same hell. I wanted to grab that kid and just bend him over my knee and spank
Mm-hmm.
him till he's. And I mean, that just traumatized me.
Yeah.
I've had to go into meth labs with 2-year-olds and have to
Yeah.
strip them buck naked and take them out to the hospital and have them decontaminated.
We've seen lots of things in our lives,
Oh yes.
not to drag the show down. We're trying
Oh
to
yeah.
keep
I'm
it a
sorry.
happy and light.
Okay.
No, no,
Okay.
that's
Let's keep it
okay.
happy. Okay.
That's that's what we do. This is the hell that we live, unfortunately. And it takes a special person to be able to do that. And you
Well.
are, I understand your stories and I know your stories and just understand everybody out there that we come from a place that
Yeah.
is just nobody would want to live. Nobody.
Yes.
But being able to write books is kind of therapeutic, don't you think?
Yes. It's therapeutic to me,
Okay.
and I'm hoping it's therapeutic to some of the kids that read this. Like,
Are you going to
gives them the.
ever write a book about your stories from your job or anything?
I
Your
don't know.
experiences?
That gets into a kind of a gray area. I
Oh, you
was,
can fictionalize it.
yeah, I could fictionalize it. Uh, I might. I might.
It's always been something that I've actually considered, but then I'm like, I don't think people want to read that. So,
Yeah, I know what you mean there. I don't. I mean, I've seen some books like that out there. I was looking at one
mhm.
the other day, Clear Teddy. That I would like to read, but I don't want to. I'm trying to get to the point where I'm dragging myself out of like 40 years of doing this,
Mhm. Yeah.
and I'm using this to drag stuff out of it, and I don't know if I want to go back into it or not like that.
Yeah, I think once you make that escape, you're like, I don't want to go back into all that
I was substitute
agony.
teaching a year after I retired, and I was being drugged back in because I was seeing these kids, and I had to quit.
Hmm. Yeah.
I couldn't. I can't.
So do you write full time then?
Uh, no, not really. Like I said, I'm going back. I'm going back to work at corrections tomorrow, as a correctional officer. But I also have
Hmm.
I have an interview Friday to be basically a shop teacher for the prison system.
Oh,
And I
okay.
don't. I think I. they kind of, it's one that fell in my lap. You know, God puts things in your lap. And this fell in my lap. And if he wants me to do it, I'm going to do it. I mean, I'll find out Friday whether he wants me to do it. You know, they like they people, because you never know, could do some good. Some of these people, they have no skills of any kind. If I could teach them some carpentry or masonry skills, you know,
Yeah, give them something
pretty
to do
good.
when they leave.
And then I can write, I can write part time. I hope to be writing print full time at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Once I get everything established, income coming in. So my pension pays the bills, but I'd like to have McDonald's money. But
Yeah.
that's my goal.
Dungeon Daniel Bell. He is one of the Book Asylum guys. And no, we're not starting this over. You can watch it later.
Okay.
I don't know who this might have been. If you're on here, just go to Streamyard, sign up for so that we can see your name because I kind of want to know who these messages are from. But
Oh,
thank you, Facebook user. Congratulations on your release. They said.
I just noticed that. Cool.
Yeah, we can get messages on here. It's pretty cool. But so in the future, do you plan on continuing to write young adult, or are you
Yes.
gonna bounce around and do all sorts of different genres?
Right now, it's going to be young adult. I lean towards post-apocalyptic. I have problems saying that word. But
Apocalyptic?
apocalyptic. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Hey,
Jack, the
I'm a
other guy
country boy.
from the Book Asylum, who is also a country boy.
But I'm leaning, towards. That's what I lean towards. Young adults,
Okay.
tweens and teens. I might branch out something later on. It just depends on where I'm led. But right
Right.
now, I'm basically, in that genre where I'm not necessarily saying it goes toward, to
Hmm.
attract them. I mean, I'd like the adults to read it too, but my characters are going to be from 10 to 15 years old.
Hmm.
Which
Okay.
I mean, I might have a book 4 plan coming out for
Hmm.
Invasion America. It was a dream I had a few weeks ago that I wrote some notes down. Basically, Possum, he's 18, and the arch nemesis, which I ain't going to talk too much about. That's going to be in book 3. Escapes from prison, kidnaps his kids, and that's a possibility.
Hmm. So, is there just 3 books for Possum?
Right now,
Okay.
I haven't thought ahead that much on it. I'm gonna see how people like it. I hope people fall in love with his character as much as I have. If they have, yeah, I'll probably put some more out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe
So
another
it's up in the
trilogy.
air.
I don't like books myself for my reading. I like the book to be no more than a trilogy when I read
Hmm.
one. I have nothing against people want to write more than that, but that's my personal reading. Also, my personal reading, I like a book that starts a character when they're young and watches them grow up.
Okay. Dungeon Dan wants to know what made you decide to write a story from a child's view?
I'm pretty childish. I don't know. That's just the way I was read. I mean, that's what I was led in this book. The dream I had started this, I was Possum, 10-year-old Possum. Got stashed away from my parents. Had to live in the wood back in the swamps. Which I hope everybody really knows nothing about the swamps and Everglades. I took all the names and off of Google Maps. So if you want it to be historical and geographically correct, it ain't going to be. But that's just where I got led in this book.
Okay. All right. And you said you get all your book ideas from dreams.
Pretty much.
So how many ideas do you have? Because that's a lot of dreams.
I've got a bunch of ideas. Uh,
Yes, we can
bunches and
see you
bunches.
now, Jack.
I learned after a while I write them down when I first did it because I have a lot I've forgotten. Because you know how dreams are. How after a
Oh
few
yeah.
hours they're forgotten. I've learned to write down
Yeah.
some basic notes because I mean I've got bunches and bunches. I've got one that I've been working on a little bit at a time
Hmm.
about two kids in the failure of the Kentucky DCBS system. They're basically having to live out in the woods and survive on their own because they don't know anything else is available. I don't. It's just. I don't. It's just. That's just the way I've started.
Yeah. So you're kind of you're really called to write about real life events that you fictionalize it, but you don't.
Yeah.
It's like something that you've
But
come
yes,
across.
basically yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
even the possum books, it's fictionalized. This is something that hasn't happened. I
Hmm.
pray it doesn't happen, but you know, look at what's going on in the world. Uh, you know, just I don't know. I want the kids that's reading this, or the people that's reading, grown-ups too,
Hmm.
to get a little blessing from it. It's like, hey, I can overcome
Hmm.
what I'm going through right now.
Now, some people might wonder if there's any politics in this book because of the. I'm just wondering if there's any political viewpoints, or is it basically just nation v nation?
I try to stay away from political viewpoints.
Okay, good.
I mean,
A lot of people do.
I mean, uh, I mean, you could probably somebody reading it could probably tell. I am very conservative. You know, uh, very very conservative. I'm a Baptist. Uh, you know, but if somebody's reading my book and they can tell that, I'm probably not writing it the way I want to.
But it's not so it's something that you don't try to see you're to put inside the book. You just try and
I
keep
don't
it
try to. I
separate.
mean, I
Okay.
probably do unintentionally, but I don't try to put that in.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, doing it. Some people's got different standards and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you don't cuss in your books, and my
You'll hear,
books, I cuss all the time.
yeah,
So,
you might hear the worst cuss word you're going to hear is like son of a female dog or crap, something like that.
yeah,
I mean, you got
okay.
to add some edge, but I will not use any. I won't drop no f bombs.
All right. That's okay. So, so how, I guess my question is how exactly are you going to go forward from here? You know,
I don't know. I'm hoping you'll tell me.
neither do we.
I'm
None of
hoping the
us know.
fans will tell me.
I was trying to get an idea from you. What do I do next?
Uh, well, I mean, I'm doing it next already. Like I said, I've got one about Billy, the littlest patriot. That's what my initial. Of course, I'm gonna let Deb change the you know, change the title if she wants to. She did this on this one. I'm grateful because her title is much better than what I said. Mine was going. Micah Mama called me possum, but which is the first words of the book.
Which is
I,
funny because that's what I put in your video.
yeah,
Because it was
that.
a quote that you and her both said.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Uh, oh, my cat's scrolling.
yeah, I've had trucks go by, air
Yeah.
dryer, hair dryers going off. I'm just like,
Uh, what
why
was the
right
question
now?
again? I got off there for
That's
tangent.
okay.
What was the
We'll move
question
on
again?
actually to
Okay.
Dungeon. Dan's his is how far into violence does this story go?
It starts out small, childhood pranks, and then it escalates.
It
There,
escalates.
there is what I consider to be a little grisly, like blood and gore splatters, little bitty children doing things a normal child wouldn't do, and laughing about it because they don't know any better. Because
Right.
I'm trying to get into what the terror of the war put on a child. You know, I'm probably going to get some critics talk about what I did, but I mean that's the reason I did it. I wanted to you know show that these people can overcome anything.
Well, I guess the very important question that I'm sure everybody has is do animals get hurt in your book?
Let's see. Yeah, I mean some.
You broke the unwritten rule.
Yes, I guess I
So
did.
did I, though. I'm not going to lie. So did I.
Well, the animals are not evil. That's what people got to realize. Animals are not evil. Some are predators, and yes, they get hurt. in real life. Uh, basically, there's my books where my characters have to be saved from animals that are predators and hunting them.
But did you kill the dog?
No, I didn't kill no dogs.
Okay, see, you're better. You're
I
okay.
might have killed a horse. I don't really ever put it in there.
Well,
His
now I'm
horse
gonna
was
be
very.
upset because I love horses.
I got horses. Which the horse in the book is basically Molly Daisy is my daughter's horse. That's probably about 28 years old now.
Oh.
But yes, I don't ever really say killed, but I do say that the day these Chinese hordes were foraging for food.
Hmm.
So I mean, it don't come out to say it. The only animals I kill in the book are animals that are trying to prey upon my characters, and they have to survive. I
Okay.
don't I don't kill no puppy or anything like that.
Okay. I think you just redeemed yourself.
Yeah, I have
So,
seen that in some foreign countries I've been to, but I won't go into
I believe it. Yeah, we're not gonna even go there. Ugh.
it can be delicious.
Stop it.
Okay.
So, what is, I guess, what is the next book that you're working on? Since you got the first three done already.
Okay, like I said, I've got the one that whenever Deb gets right now she's just overwhelmed and trying to get this series, my series and her series and a bunch of others. I mean, I don't know how many she's got going, but I have the one about the little boy that's basically historical fiction, almost true story. I embellished it some. That's in her hands right now. Uh, I call it the littlest rebel. I don't know what it'll end up being. Right now, that's in process, called Bushman, is what my initial name is. I sat down this morning and wrote down one of a dream I had last night. I think I told you about it, and it's pretty.
Hmm.
Basically, I had a dream last night that I was a 10-year-old boy. My country got invaded. Mom and dad are gone. That's kind of and my sister and I are trying to survive out in the woods. Uh, she gets captured by some bad guys, and I start getting them back. And in my dream, I have a ghost child help me named Ash. Ash, I think that's what I put. I've got it wrote down. I used to mine. That's right. I write everything down. But I got to looking, and there was a little boy that died here in 1814, close to the area where I live that was named that. I said, "Oh
Hmm.
crap, that's freaky." So he's what I'm basing my own. I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a supernatural book and
Okay.
post-op and adventures. This little boy's got to get his sister back and go from there.
All right. Well, we are going to be looking forward to it then. So, do you have a website up yet or anything?
No, I don't have a website. I'm gonna have to learn how to do that. I probably have to get some better equipment. I have
Message me and we'll figure it out, okay?
okay.
I got you.
Uh, I have a Facebook author page, which is basically I just started it as another persona.
It's Mike Sears author, correct?
Yes, I have
Okay.
three personas on Facebook now. I've got my Facebook page. I have the Adventure Book Club. It don't get on it. I'm getting it going pretty good because this is the that I teach. And I'm getting where I share books with them on this Adventure Book Club, and
Hmm.
then I've got this one going that I'm managing. But hey, do a friends request on Adventure Book Club. I'll add you on. You might find something you want to do. There's federal money out there if you want to help kids. That's how I did this. I got a federal drug prevention grant to do it.
Okay.
But that's where I'm planning on going right now.
Okay, so Facebook page is all we pretty much have, and then you're getting your author page going on Amazon, correct?
They said it might take
Because you
7
are
days.
literally brand new right out the gate new, right?
I know nothing what I'm doing. If it wasn't for you and for Deb and Mr. A.J. Newman, I would be so totally lost.
Oh, no. I mean, that's what the indie author community is for. We
Hmm.
want to help,
Yeah, and
you
if
know.
anybody out there has any suggestions, let me know. I take
Hmm.
criticism. As long as they don't, cussing or anything like that. If they, if they can recommend what I need to do different to make things better, please do so.
Yeah. So, they can find you on Facebook
Hmm.
and can definitely look up your books on Amazon. As we've seen, they are up for pre-order and
Yes.
order. So, and then at the end of the month, your third one comes out. So if there's anyone that wants to get them, we know they're children safe. And the kids would probably absolutely love it. And I'm sure even some adults would probably really enjoy it. I'm going to
I,
read it regardless.
I do recommend that adults read it first. I've seen a lot of books. I like to read books of
Hmm.
that age group because they have usually have a lot more imagination than a lot of grown up books. But a lot of them that I've read, I don't know if well, I would want my kids read them or not. Uh,
Well, from what I'm seeing is you're catching someone, I don't know who this is, you're catching
yeah,
someone in the disaster fiction section. You're sitting
yeah.
at 127 right now.
Okay.
Congratulations. And that
What's that
just,
mean? Honestly, can you
that's a
explain to me what that
rating
means?
on Amazon.
Okay. What's
It's a rating on Amazon.
uh-huh.
You're at number 127 out of thousands. Oh, it's DJ. It's
Okay.
D.
Okay.
You're
See,
at
I'm not able to see that yet.
You're at number, well, you can probably even just go on. We got to get your author page up too.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to be able to see all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah. I can't. I've
But let
tried
me
to see
see.
that. I can't see it yet because they're still reviewing my. I've got the author page there, but they haven't reviewed it yet.
Because I think on your regular, oh, there we go. Because I think on your regular Amazon page, you can see it.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking. I'm sorry.
Like I say, I'm learning. I'm learning this
No,
stuff.
you're fine. We all are learning. Oh, yeah, right there on your Amazon page. I'm going to share the screen
Okay.
so that you can see it too.
I know they're pretty small, so I can't. Old eyes, old ears. I
You're
can't
fine.
half blind, half here.
Okay, right there. Down at the bottom here,
Uh-huh. Okay.
it says disaster fiction. You are rated number 127 out of a lot.
Awesome.
Um, Alien Invasion Science Fiction ebooks, you're at number 285. And
Uh-huh.
Alien Invasion Science Fiction, you're at number 335. That's some
Okay.
damn good statistics there, sir.
I love it. I'm so humbled. I mean, I am just totally humbled right now.
That is really good statistics. Really good.
Okay, I'm gonna cry.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, Dee said Amazon does that. They're not the chosen categories.
Okay.
But um the point is you're in those categories and you're at those numbers. So, I mean, that's
Okay.
still pretty good. Pretty good.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all the readers that's already done that.
Yeah, you're gonna. There was one point that when I released my very first book, I was like on the verge of tears. So it's a great feeling, and trust me, all of us in the indie author community are very proud of you.
Thank.
So,
Like I said, I am just truly humbled right now.
well, we'll get you up to date with all the latest technology that they have to offer. So
Yeah.
so that we can get you all set for a good a website, all that fun stuff. So we'll get you there. But for right now, if anybody wants any of his books, you can find them on Amazon, as you can see. And we definitely implore that you grab a book, read it, and see what you think, and leave them a review. That's the big thing. You know, those reviews are a big deal. So let's rally around our new fellow co-author or new fellow author within the community, Mike Sears. We appreciate you coming on the show today,
Mhm.
and we're gonna end this, but I am so thrilled to watch and see how things go for you.
I am too. Like I said,
So
if you, and I
we
will say,
will.
I'm sorry.
No, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Uh, and people out there, if you do give me a review, be honest. If you hate it, tell me. I'm not. I had to go 40 years to learn how to write sentences again, uh, and use punctuation. So tell me. I was reading my own book this morning. And I saw several grammatical errors. I thought, crap. You know, just tell me, okay, if you don't mind.
Oh, trust me. We all still, it doesn't matter how many times we read through it, the editors read through it, there's still going to be something. So Dee says she bets that you are going to be reaching top 100 in the category by tomorrow. So that's
Awesome.
awesome. That's an awesome I don't think I've hit top 100 yet. I know a lot of others have, but I don't think I even have yet. So that's awesome. I am so excited to see what happens, and I cannot wait. The indie author community is always open to you and here for you if you have any questions. And you have my number, you have my messenger. Go ahead and message me at any time. Dee's a great resource.
Yeah.
There's a ton of us that are more than happy to help you. So before the Book Asylum podcast, we want to thank you so much for coming on, Mike, and thank everybody out there for watching. And please, please, please pick up one of Mike's books. And if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, like and subscribe. So thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate you coming on the
Yeah.
show.
Okay.
Hang tight. Bye bye.